Hey, what's up, everybody? We are in the clubhouse, so to speak, in the clubhouse at the Holy Rail foil spot here with Sky Rama, and we want to talk a little bit about the forefront and the future of foiling, because if the future of foiling, of prone foiling is happening, it's happening right outside this window, I want to say. And Sky is always testing, finagling around with gear. And the front wings, that's what we're kind of want to talk about. The front foils keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And Sky, tell us real quick, is there an end in sight? Do we have an end game on this?
I don't think so. I think it just keeps getting better and better and better. As time launches on, we're starting to understand, better ways to make foils, make them lighter, make them thinner. And I think it's just going to keep accelerating. And then eventually it'll cap off, we'll find a cap on it, but it's probably, quite a few years to come for sure. So
Right. Because I remember everybody was frothing when the Armstrong 1250 came out. Then it was the 1125. Then it was the 925. And now we're down to 725. A front wing that's about the size of a steak knife, I want to say. What's next? Like you're saying, at some point it's gonna have to cap off. In your opinion, where do you think that cap might be?
Well, depends. There's different wings for different disciplines, and high aspect seems to be pretty good for a more open face. Not so good in the white water, but it is. It actually slices through the white water. You just don't get as much support. So we're gonna have all these different wing designs for different disciplines, and some translate to work well for everything.
Right, and then with the stabilizers, what I've noticed, stabilizers kind of like seem not to progress as fast as the front wings. Do you see?
Except for the V200, that seemed to really, change a lot of the way of all of, pretty much you can put that on any front wing, right? Couple that with any front wing and the marriage is amazing. Only lately on the 725, I found it's almost too radical for the 7 because they're both such radical wings.
Yeah.
They almost cancel each other out and you just get so nuts. I'm still working on it, but the V with the 7 is really a wild ride.
That's very sad. That's very sad. And kind of interesting, you're talking about different disciplines, and of course you're mainly in this world here. Any kind of changes, like what do you see for winging or at higher speeds, bigger waves? Do you see any kind of advantages or disadvantages there with the high small aspect ones, like a 725 or? No,
I think that's where they really shine. I've talked to some of the boys that are winging on it, and they said it's one of the fastest things they ever got on was the 725. So I believe there's really no limit to that. The speed is just phenomenal. So they love that for winging, and I can get it in waist high, so it can also really slow it down, especially have the right tail wing for it. So I think it's going to be a really all-time favorite for winging, the 7.
Very cool. Very cool. Now I'm pretty sure we have a whole bunch of people that are watching here that are thinking like, oh my God, I can't foil on a steak knife. What do you recommend for somebody that just wants to get maybe started but dreams of like maybe one day riding on one of those and have this kind of pump speed? Where should they get started? What's a good setup there?
Yeah, I'd say all around the 1250 is a good all-arounder because it's still thin, it's pretty fast, it's still ahead of a lot of the game out there, I think, but it's still really user-friendly, but it's still high performance, so it's a good all-arounder to start on, 1250. Going from that, and then whatever board you like to ride, whatever you can, get into. That's if you're prone. Yeah, because the 725 is a bit advanced. It's definitely an advanced wing.
Gotcha.
Yep, took me a few days to actually even be able to ride it.
All right, well, highly interesting. We have some other club members here. We have Uncle Bones here. Gramps Grover Ballistic TV.
I'd like to ask Sky a question.
Yeah, do you guys have any questions or any kind of comments? What your experience is? I saw Bones is riding on a gargantuous 1325 wingspan, like almost the size of a person. What's your experience with that?
It's like the old people who ride that Rascal's four-wheel scooter to Safeway. If you want to get to Safeway without puffing, get the 1325.
Okay. Do you see a chance for, like, now let's say bigger wing, higher aspect? Do you see like something like a 1625 high aspect, do you think? Or is that at some point it's just maxing out?
No, there's people that they're winging and they don't have hardly any wind. They're almost like pretending. But the bigger the wing, you know, the slower you can go. There, I think it's not limitless, but we haven't seen the range yet. And in the fast wings, the fast waves, like out at Pier 1 and stuff, you know, the front wing that they're on looks like a tail wing. You know, they're riding 300s and things on these giant waves, jaws and things.
Yeah. So, are we looking at the depth of a non-high aspect wing with like bigger chord lines? Are we done riding these
Never.
kind of wings?
Never.
No, there's, like you said, a market for guys who are beginning, people who want to slow down. So they'll be around, but those will become archaic at one point in time in the future, I'm sure.
Today.
You know?
Today is a perfect example.
So-
for the last 2 months, I've been riding Armstrong. I started off with the 1050 and went to the 1250. The 1050, I was able to, I don't even know if it's a 1050, okay, but I think that's what it was. I was able to go really fast. It was a way different feeling from what I was riding. And this is what I was riding. It definitely changed my game.
Oh yeah, and then we have that thing. Show us this real quick, Grover, because Grover brought another dimension here to his SPG foil here.
But here, let me finish real quick. There's a huge difference. Yesterday, I was riding Armstrong for about 2 months now, and today I had to go to this. Do you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
I had to go to this, and I could fully feel the difference. You're going to get a lot of lift. You're going to get up there, but you're going to be really going slow and hard work to get the thing to pump. It does pump good when you're up there, but I pulled a muscle in the back of my rib cage from trying to turn and pump on this thing. So like the quicker I get back on the Armstrong right now, so I don't have to, I mean, this has been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a trick. And you're right.
Now let's talk about this here real
Yeah.
quick, because I don't think anybody has seen this. Guys, if this is something like, this is probably a world premiere right here. A vertical fin on your stabilizer.
So I already made one for the Armstrong and I mounted it, but I had to give the Armstrong back. So I didn't get to try it yet, but I'm sure that's in the near couple of days future, because once I fine tune it, I'll give it to Bones or you to screw on, and then you guys can try it. But here's the theory, okay? I've been around, you know, model airplanes, and the one thing I noticed when I got into the sport is it's exactly like an airplane, and the only thing that's missing is the rudder. Every plane that comes into Kahului Airport has one of these, and it's got it for a reason. Guys like Sky have compensated so easily for not having to need one of these, but for the general public, until you get to Sky's level or Bones' level, the advantages are when you're taking off on the wave, it'll track across the face of the wave like a thruster does. Before you had a single fin and you slide all over the place, that's what your foil does. When you're taking off with this, it tracks, and then when you go to kick out, your tail does not wash out on you. You actually have forward thrust.
Cool.
And that's all I'm saying.
Cool.
The other thing is, I have less chance when I put this on. The board would flip over and I'd dive into the foil. I have way more control now. And this is the wrong fin.
This is so much fun. Guys, this is the clubhouse here. This is the future of foiling here at the Holy Rail.
Next
That's
thing
the
I
voice
gotta
right
ask
here.
is, Sky,
So-
can you tell us about your mandate?
You're having it here, guys. So thank you so much for watching. That's the future of foiling right here. The future of the equipment. So, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Chee-hoo.
Wow.